The video's impact ensured that more videos would follow, many of which were even more brutal and graphic. The victims included Americans and other foreigners, including British, Russian, Japanese, Bulgarian, Korean, and Filipino citizens. It is difficult to properly convey the magnitude of the sadistic violence shown in these videos. Some featured multiple beheadings, men and women together, with the later victims forced to watch the first die. In one video, the insurgents drove out into the streets of Iraq cities, piled out of a vehicle, and beheaded a prisoner in full view of pedestrians, capturing the whole thing on video and then driving off scot-free. The videos were distributed physically on DVDs in Iraq, but they became an internet phenomenon. Unlabeled online file repositories were linked to by members of jihadist message boards, and the videos were passed around the web. Violence porn with a mission to intimidate and enrage. They succeeded. It was the birth of a media model that has been transformed, expanded, and refined to a science over the course of years by the group that would eventually spring from the ashes of the American occupation: ISIS. A jihadist army so brutal and out of control that it was officially disavowed by Al-Qaeda. ISIS has made its name on the marketing of savagery, evolving its message to sell a strange but potent new blend of utopianism and appalling carnage to a worldwide audience, documenting a carefully manipulated version of its military campaigns, including its bloody 2014 rampage across much of Iraq and Syria. ISIS is using beheadings as a form of marketing, manipulation, and recruitment, determined to bring the public display of savagery into our lives, trying to instill in us a state of terror. Although some observers followed the rise of ISIS with alarm from late 2013, the Obama administration gave the problem short shrift. In an interview with The New Yorker in January 2014, the president himself dismissed concerns about the group and other jihadists fighting in neighboring Syria. The analogy we use around here sometimes, and I think this is accurate, is if a JV team puts on Lakers uniforms, that doesn't make them Kobe Bryant. I think there is a distinction between the capacity and reach of a bin Laden and a network that is actively planning major terrorist plots against the homeland versus jihadists who are engaged in various local power struggles and disputes, often sectarian. The administration continued to downplay the upstart jihadists for months. In June 2014, when ISIS seized control of a substantial chunk of Iraq in an efficient military campaign marked by the retreat of apparently terrified U.S.-trained Iraqi soldiers, most within the administration were caught off guard, asking themselves why they hadn't seen the JV team coming. Despite the military drama, which sent tremors through regional and Western security services, most Americans and other Westerners were disillusioned and exhausted by more than 10 years of a costly war on terror. Those who bothered to notice agreed ISIS was a problem, but maybe not our problem, they said. When President Obama authorized airstrikes on ISIS positions, depriving them of a fraction of their stolen territory, he quickly moved on to discussions of the economy. But ISIS would not be ignored. It began by courting American anger specifically, at first with taunting tweets launched over social media, using established marketing and spam tactics to ensure that its invitation to war played not just in Washington, but all over the globe. For months, ISIS had flooded the internet with images of hundreds of unnamed Iraqis and Kurds being executed by gun and knife and crucifixion, their heads mounted and displayed on pikes. All of it seemed so far away to those few who even heard about the atrocities, which the media covered sporadically at best. Then ISIS upped the ante, deliberately recreating the Nicholas Berg video for a new generation, with a new cast of characters, beginning with the murder of James Foley. It was perhaps the ending of the video that sealed the incident's place in history. After graphic evidence of the murderous deed had been displayed, there was one final scene. The British jihadist yanked another American up on his knees by the